Akshata's recipes. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is really a delight, and it's something which is very simple to make them. So it's a super simple recipe, like I said, and the end result is simply delicious. So let's just dive straight into today's recipe. So we're going to begin by prepping these Goa sausages. So it comes in a roll like this for those of you who are new to Goa sausages. So it has a casing. Now some people like to retain the casing when they're preparing the sausage pulao or rice or the chili fry, but I prefer removing the casing. So if you want to keep the casing on, it's absolutely fine. So now what I'm doing is I'm just taking a sharp pair of scissors and I'm just going to cut off the casing. It's very simple to do. If you do it on the outer side of the sausage like this, and then I'm just going to collect all the meat, the sausage part, and just keep it aside in the bowl. Now, if you see, I've kept a butter paper on my cutting board. That's because sometimes the sausages have a very strong red color, and that sometimes stains your cutting board, and it takes a long time to go off. So, if you can just keep a paper or a tissue or a napkin with the paper. I mean, with on the sausages on the paper, so that way it won't discolor your cutting board. Now, Goa sausages are available in selected places. Now, if you go to Bandra, you will definitely get it in many places. Otherwise, in places mostly like Borivali, Bandra, Mahim, you will get them in selected stores. And I guess they are available online too. So today I'm going to be preparing this Goa sausage chili fry, as well as the sausage rice or pulao. Now I'm preparing a very small quantity, just enough for 2 people, because I'm using just a little bit of Goa sausage. So I'm just using about a quarter kilo packet. So if you want to make it, for a larger, for more people, then you just have to double the quantity, use half a kilo or 1 kilo, and just double the quantity of everything. If you want to make it for 4 people, if you want to make it for 8 people, then just, increase the quantity as per the recipe. So now I've just, I'm just going to chop the sausages into bite-sized pieces. So you can cut them as to whatever size you like. I'm just keeping them for about, I think, 1 inch thickness. Now let's start by seeing how I'm going to prepare the simple sausage chili fry recipe. It has just 3 ingredients, friends. It just has the sausages, some potatoes, and some onions. That's it. Now, many people like to add tomatoes, they like to add chilies, they like to add other spices, but I like it the simple way. This is how my grandmom used to prepare it. It's just, simple, because the sausage itself is so flavorsome. So if you add, tomatoes and you add everything else, it just takes away, the authentic taste of the sausage, because it's really flavorsome. And if you really want to, have the simple chili fry, then this is the recipe for it. Now I've just taken 2 medium-sized potatoes. I've just kept some water aside because potatoes do get discolored if you keep them for a long time outside. So I'm just going to peel them, chop them into cubes. Not very small cubes, not very large cubes, just medium-sized cubes, as you will see how I cut them. And then I'm just going to keep them in the water, some water for some time so that they don't get discolored. Now, one tip I'd like to give you here, which I follow, is as you're cooking and prepping, clean up side by side. Either you keep a small little brown paper bag like I've shown you in many other of my videos and just collect all of the peels, etc. Or just, as you finish with one particular prepping, just dispose of all the peels, etc. That makes your work easier at the end of the, when you're ready to cook, because then you don't have a load of cleaning. So I follow that. It makes my work less. So in this way, I'm just going to cut my potatoes. And now I'm just going to use 2 medium-sized onions. And I've given the onions a little bit of a wash under running water. And I'm just going to cube them up in a similar way. So just take off the tips like this. Peel them. And then there's a little white part that's there. Just take off that part. And once that is done, we're just going to chop them up into cubes. Now, for those of you who want to use white onion, you can go ahead and use white onion. But the flavor of the red onion with this sausage chili fry is just amazing. Now, every home has a different recipe of, sausage chili fry. So if you'd like to share your family recipe, please leave the recipe down in the comment section below. I would love to know how, other families and other homes prepare their sausage chili fry. But this is how my grandmom and my mom made it, a very, very simple recipe. So once we've done with peeling of the onions, we're just going to chop them up again into cubes like So now I have a pan heating on a low to medium flame. Now first what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the sausages to the pan, because these sausages have oil in them, a little bit of oil. So we're just going to use that oil to just fry the sausages just a little bit. Not too much, but just lightly fry them in the pan. So like I said, I'm just making a very small quantity just for 2 people. So we're going to just fry this very lightly in the oil, and you'll see that the sausages do leave out a little bit of oil. And now I'm just going to be adding the onions. I'm just going to drain the water off the potatoes, and I'm going to be adding the potatoes too. Just give everything a light mix. And then all we have to do is just add enough water to cover up the sausages and the potatoes and onions a little bit more. Because what we're going to do is we're going to just cook all of this together. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water, say roughly about 2 cups of water, just enough to cover the sausages and the onions and the potatoes. And then all we have to do, friends, is just cover this and let it cook for at least 15 to 20 minutes on a very low flame. or until the potatoes are nicely cooked. Now you don't have to add any salt or anything. So now after cooking them for a nice 20-25 minutes, I'm just checking whether my potatoes are done. And yes, they are done. So my sausage chili fry is ready. What you can do is also just take a little bit of the sausage part and just taste it. And if you find that it's really nice and done and it's not tough, that means your sausage chili fry is all ready. And now let's see how to prepare this simple Goan sausage rice or chorizo rice, or you can also call it sausage pulao. It's just beautiful and delicious and very, very flavorsome. So let's see how we prepare this recipe. It's super simple and it has very, very few ingredients, as you'll see now. So this is a little bit of the sausages that I retained for the pulao. I have about 2 medium-sized onions chopped, 1 cup of rice that I've washed and soaked, and a few spices, which I list down in the ingredients below, and some turmeric powder. Now here I have some clarified butter or ghee. Now I like to always make my pulaus or, flavored rice in ghee because it really enhances the flavor of the dish. So I've roughly taken about 1.5 tablespoon of ghee. To that, I'm going to add my whole spices. Now, in my whole spices, I have an inch of cinnamon. Then I have about 2 elaichis or cardamoms. I have about 6 peppercorns and about 4 or 5 cloves. That's all that you require for this pulao. Now we're going to let this fry a little bit in the ghee because we want to flavor the ghee with these wholesome spices. Now I'm going to add my onions and I'm going to fry the onions till they become translucent. Now most of the pulaus, when you make them in ghee, they have just a different flavor of their own. So now that our onions are nice and fried, to that I'm going to be adding my chopped up chorizo or Goan sausages. And I'm going to fry these well too. Now I'm going to add a little bit of turmeric powder or haldi powder because the lovely yellow color. Now if you want to go with the white color, then just skip this step. Again, mix everything well together so that the haldi powder or the turmeric also coats all of the mixture well. And now that the rice that I've taken, I've just washed it well thrice, soaked it for about 15 minutes in some water. I'm going to drain off all the water and I'm going to add this rice now to this mixture. Now just give everything a good mix. Again, do not add any salt because the sausages do have salt in them. However, if you feel afterwards that you do require to add a little bit of salt, so just before the rice is about ready, you can add a little bit of salt to the rice, but I'm not adding any salt. And now I'm going to add exactly 2 cups of water, that is double the quantity of the rice that I've used. Now just give everything a mix. And then we're going to put the flame on high and we're going to let the water start to boil. So whenever I make any kind of pulaus, I always use double the quantity of water to the rice. And that gives you the perfect consistency of the rice. You don't get it very raw, or you don't get it extra soft. So once our water does come to a boil, then we're just going to cover it, lower our flame to low to medium or even to extremely low, and let the rice cook till all of the water evaporates. And once that is done also, you just mix all the rice together and then turn off the heat, but keep your vessel covered for another 5 minutes. That way your rice will, cook in the remaining heat and it turns out just perfect. I hope you like today's recipe as well as today's video, and if you would like to see more videos like this, then don't forget to leave this video a big thumbs up. Also, by clicking the thumbs up icon. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and become a part of Akshata's recipes. Once you have subscribed, there is a small little bell icon that will pop up, so just click on that. That way, whenever I put up a new recipe or a new video, you get a message for the same. So on that note, I'll say bye and I'll catch you in my next video sooner than you think. This is Akshata saying bye, take care, stay healthy, stay fit, be kind and loving to one another. So till we meet again, bye.